Natural calamities such as climate change, sea level rise, and other natural occurrences can all have a role in extinction of species. But despite this, human activity continues to be the most significant source of environmental degradation in the modern world. Extinction can be caused by various circumstances including habitat loss, pollution, the introduction of new species, and overfishing or hunting, among others. So now that extinction has occurred, what are some of the most precious animals that have gone extinct? And what is the most unique about them? Hello and welcome to another fantastic top 10 video. Do you know any of these animals that has gone extinct or is on the verge of being extinct? In today's video, we will be looking at the top 10 precious extinct animals. Without wasting time, let's get started. Quagga. The quagga is a hybrid animal linked to both horses and zebras, as was seen by the stripes on its head and neck that fade away toward the animal's brownish hindquarters. The quagga was a desert animal and mammal native to South Africa that was killed to extinction in the 1870s due to overhunting. According to historical records, the last of these captured animals died in Europe in the 1880s. The quagga has a few claims to fame as an extinct species, the most notable of which is that it was the first animal to have its DNA examined, which led to the conclusion that it was not a distinct species, but rather a subspecies of plains zebra. Plesiosaur. The mysterious plesiosaur, a gigantic aquatic reptile that inhabited the planet's waters throughout the Jurassic and Cretaceous periods, wouldn't be missing from any list of the top 10 extinct creatures. Plesiosaurus came in many varieties, but the ones with long necks and small heads are the most well known. Most of these creatures were enormous, with some measuring up to 65 feet in length. One of the most popular myths in Scotland is a mysterious creature called the Loch Ness Monster, which is said to lurk in Loch Ness. Indeed, some think that the Loch Ness Monster's look is evidence of a plesiosaur still alive today. On the other hand, plesiosaurs are thought to have vanished around 65 million years ago according to the fossil record. Thylacine. When it was located in continental Australia and New Geneva, the thylacine was the world's largest live carnivorous mammal, weighing up to 450 pounds, measuring 2 feet tall and 6 feet long, including the tail, of course. It was already on the verge of extinction when the Europeans came, thanks to the actions of humans on the planet. Thylacine, sometimes known as the Tasmanian wolf or the Tasmanian tiger, was last seen in the wild in Tasmania in 1930 when it was discovered in a trap. The only thylacine ever held in captivity died in 1936, making this year the year of its extinction. Although it was suspected that the thylacine may have persisted in the isolated pockets of habitat until the 1960s, the species was officially declared extinct only in the 1980s. Cetulus giant tortoise. There is much disagreement about whether the Cetulus giant tortoise is truly extinct globally or whether it is only extinct in the wild. During the 19th century, the giant tortoises of Seychelles and the other Indian Ocean islands were hunted to extinction on the islands. According to a study done in 2011, there were 28 adult tortoises in enclosures, as well as 8 adults and 40 juvenile tortoises sent to Cuisine Island, all of which were suspected to be Seychelles giant tortoises, according to the findings. Jonathan, the Seychelles tortoise of St. Helena Island, which is 187 years old, has been inducted in the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's oldest land reptile still living. Tyrannosaurus rex. Fossil remnants of the Tyrannosaurus rex have made it famous as the most dreadful predator to have ever roamed on the earth among schoolchildren and adults thought out the world. One glimpse of the skeletal remains of the ferocious dinosaur sends shivers down the spine of anybody contemplating time travel to the Cretaceous period. So why did the Tyrannosaurus rex and the other dinosaurs become extinct if they were so fierce? Evidence from fossil records shows that there may have been a catastrophe such as a meteor strike or volcanic eruption that decimated dinosaurs and most other living organisms on the globe. Caspian tiger. As an illustration, the Caspian tiger was one of the largest cat species ever to exist. It was only marginally less in stature than the Siberian tiger in terms of overall length. Once upon a time, the Caspian tiger inhabited territories bordering the Black and Caspian Oceans, which included present-day Iran, Afghanistan, the former Soviet republics of Central Asia, and Western China. The demise of the Caspian tiger was brought about by an increase in population. Yes, population and competition for agricultural resources in these regions. When the Russians conquered Turkestan in the late 19th century, they began the process of extinction that would last for centuries. In 1970, the last tiger was killed in Turkey, and the species were officially declared extinct. Golden toad. In various ways, the golden toad is a symbol of extinction for many species. According to researchers, these 2-inch-long toads, which lived in the 30 square miles of cloud forest above Monteverde, Costa Rica, were originally recorded to science in 1966 but haven't been observed since 1989. No one knows for certain what caused its sudden mortality. However, habitat loss and chytride are two hypotheses for the explanation. Woolly mammoth. The woolly mammoth, that enormous hairy mammal with long ivory tusks curving out from the gigantic trunk-like nose, is unquestionably the species most closely associated with the Ice Age. In North Africa, the woolly mammoth was one of the few mammoths that lived until around 3 million years ago. Late in the late Pleistocene period, the woolly mammoth, one of the lesser mammoth species, crossed the Bering Land Bridge to arrive in North America from Eurasia. Unfortunately, this mysterious monster couldn't last long in the New World. About 10,000 years ago, towards the conclusion of the last ice age, the last of the woolly mammoths perished in the wild. Western black rhino. Rhinoceros poaching has been extensively documented, and the western black rhinoceros serves as a stark reminder of the species' plight. In 2011, it was declared extinct in Central West Africa, though conservation efforts began in the 1930s to assist the population rebound from the previous killing. Protection for the species weakened by the 1980s, and poaching increased. There were just 10 of these animals left when the 21st century began. Unfortunately, they were all wiped off by 2006 at the latest. Africa's eastern and southern regions are home to the black rhinoceros, a smaller African rhino. The impact of a century cannot be overstated. There were an estimated 1 million black rhinoceroses from 4 different subspecies in Africa at the beginning of the 20th century. Barbary lion. For millennia, the Atlas lion, the biggest and heaviest of the lion subspecies, was located in the Barbary area of Morocco and Egypt, where it was known as the Barbary lion or simply the Atlas. Gladiators may have used this majestic beast as a weapon during the reign of the Romans, and because of the scarcity of food in its location, the Barbary lion did not establish pride like other animals, making it unique among the species. The last wild Barbary lion was killed in Morocco's Atlas Mountains in 1942, marking the end of the species' natural existence. Some lions in zoos and circuses may be descendants from the Barbary lion. So there are still questions about how to best protect these animals from extinction. There you have a list of the top 10 precious extinct animals, and by reaching this point, we mark the end of the video. Which of the extinct animals do you know and we didn't look at them in the video? And which of them do you wish you'd seen while still alive? Comment below. Let's engage. Also, please leave a like, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for more amazing videos.